And what I'll do is just do a short information kind of update since yesterday, and there's not a lot of updated information other than a lot of the people that have come up from other counties such as New Hanover, Brunswick. We've had a huge number of people throughout the state that have volunteered their time and resources to come up here and help us look for this little boy. And we're treating it as a missing young man in the woods. That's what we're still working on. We're looking at an area now where there's some water, a pond area, and we had the dive team there. We searched it. It was muddy on the bottom, so we decided we're going to drain it and continue to look in that area. And all I ask is that all the neighbors in that area that have graciously come out and tried to help us, just don't come into the area where we are just quite yet, because it could disrupt evidence that may be needed at a later date. And I hope that they do continue to look at their own property that they own and away from the general area where we're searching. But it is a search and rescue scenario as I speak, and it will remain that until we have any other evidence that depicts we should be doing other things.
Has the boy ever run away from home before, or is this just
No, we have no. We spoke to the mother, and she stated that he hardly has ever ventured away. He is fascinated with water, and that is a common trait in autism. So that's why the water is an important area right now to search, and hopefully we will not find him in the water. Hopefully we will find him near the water. So we're still very optimistic, and we ask everyone to continue praying.
Sheriff, what does that process look like to empty the pond or body of water, as you were saying? And do we know if he can swim?
I don't know if he can swim, but depending on what time of day he made it to the pond, it's dark. He would be disoriented. Even if you were an excellent swimmer, you would still have some problems doing that. The pond is a smaller pond, maybe 1/4 of an acre, and it will roughly take 10 to 12 hours to drain, and that's pumping the water out, and they're doing that as we speak. And we had to actually make a road down to that pond so we could allow our vehicles with the pump to get to that location. So the logistics are very bad when it comes to thick brush. We've had helicopters, airplanes up in the air, and they're having trouble locating any thermal image at night or any vision of the ground due to the canopy of trees that are in the area. And at night, the canopy, I feel like the thermal energy is not reaching the ground due to the leaves that are still on our trees. So,
can you confirm if the boy lives on Forest Hills Drive, or if he was just around the area?
No, he did not live there. He was visiting that residence, and he lived in the Asheboro area.
Can you
hearing
give
from
us-
neighbors that there's a lot of wildlife in that area, specifically snakes and coyotes. Can you confirm that? And is that an area of concern?
Yes, there's a lot of wildlife in that area. Snakes, coyotes, deer. But, you know, I think he'll be okay when it comes to if he's in that general area, because we were in the woods, you know, 2,500 feet around the initial scene, and any coyote or animal that was nearby would have been spooked. So we had a lot of people, over 100 people in the woods searching. So
Can you confirm when he was originally reported missing by the parents and when the sheriff's office started their search?
we received the call at 11, shortly after 11 a.m. yesterday.
You said he was at another residence when this happened. Was it family member's house?
He was visiting a house where a family member lived.
You said you wanted property owners to check around the area to check their property. What's that kind of geographical area where you're encouraged?
This is a farming area. You have farms down Pisgah Cover Bridge Road. You have farm ponds on these farms. And, you know, we can't hit every pond right now. We're going to hit the ones that are closer to the proximity. But this is a young man that I've been told can cover a lot of ground quickly. And he's very smart. And he can be, you know, one of those young men that will fool everybody that's looking for him. And we're not taking anything for granted. We're trying to be ahead of him and try to locate where he may be going. And right now that's in the area of water and other places in that area, such as homes. We've checked everything. So
Can you give us a parameter of how far you have kind of searched? Do you have an acreage number? And do you have maybe like roads that people in that area know? That's kind of the general area.
well, if you look at air, we have searched numerous square miles in the air. We've had helicopters out yesterday, last night, today. We've had support from Highway Patrol, from Harnett County Sheriff's Office, from Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, and the SBI aircraft. So we, if you look at it that way, we've covered a huge mass of property, land in that area. And we've kind of defined the search in that general area with teams of 25 to 50. And they're going out doing a grid search, and a grid search is maybe being 5 feet apart and doing one area and then overlapping that area with another group. And we may even start looking at some of the areas that have been checked in the past and go back and recheck. So we're not going to leave any stone unturned.
As far as specific areas, like specific road names where you want people to check their property, is it like backing up his Covered Bridge Road? Kind of
It's High Pines, it's High Pines Church Road, Pisgah Covered Bridge Road. You've got Bernie Road, Bernie Mill Road, and then Pisgah Road travels by the bridge.
Sheriff, the news release went out yesterday around like 5:15, but then the alert that everybody got on their phones went out about 6:57. What's the delay usually there for that with that process?
Well, I can't really answer that. I know that we were gathering information. We were getting people in place to do a search. We had to verify that maybe a family member didn't come and pick up the child. So there's a lot of things that come into play there. We wanted to get that alert out as quickly as possible. We don't feel like this young man was abducted just yet, but I feel like he's lost and he may be confused, and in that case he may just, instead of walk and try to find someone, he may just sit down and hide. So you never know, and that's what we're treating it as, is a person that could possibly cover a lot of distance, and also a person that may not cover any distance.
Beyond his cognitive impairments, is there any medication he takes on a timely basis?
I don't have any answer for that, no.
Have you gotten from the parents anything? I spoke to a mother who also has a nonverbal child, and she says that approaching them, saying their name, is not going to be what kind of brings them in. It's going to be for her child singing. Have you talked to the parents?
Yes, I've had contact with several, and tried to find out what kind of music, what kind of cartoons young man likes, and play that as they're walking through the woods to get him to approach them, and we've had no luck at that.
How are they holding up, the parents?
Parents are, as you would expect, tore up, confused, hoping for the best, and she's been there, the mother's been there the entire night, entire day, and she's just hoping for the best.
Talk to us about people in the area who, might have an area they're like, hey, let me go check. But I know there's some discrepancy on whether people should go out and check their areas, or if they're being told not to check their areas because of the scent issue, like, covering up the scent with your own.
If there's a area in the county, in that area that needs to be checked, we will eventually get to it. As I said before, we've checked a lot of these areas that have not been checked by man, by air, and we can see a lot, by the air in fields, open fields, pastures, and all that. We will eventually get in touch with these people and go and search all these areas. We're not going to quit until we find them, period. And I've had kids, and now I've got grandkids, and I can't imagine what this family's going through. And I just want to be there for them and provide every resource we have, not only in this county but in the state of North Carolina, to help find this young man.
Where do you guys go from here? We have another night. Just thinking about 24 hours. He's hungry. He's tired. He's, as you said, maybe confused. What does the rest of tonight's search look like?
Well, we're gonna, continue looking at the pond, and we have other plans of grid searches here in the coming hours, and we're trying to get as fresh of search party as we possibly can, because we've wore probably 100 people out in the last day because they've had no sleep. So we're getting regrouped, and we've got a excellent Harnett County came up to run our command bus, so we can do what we need to do, and that's rest, get some sleep, and otherwise we wouldn't be thinking clearly. So they're doing something that is very important at this stage in the search.
And can you confirm, was it the parents that were the ones that reported the child missing, or a family member?
I can't get into that. It was a family member, yes, and we once we received the call, we did everything possible we could to get there as quickly as possible and to start a search.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all, and please continue to pray for us, for them, family. Pray for the little boy. You know, he deserves to be here with us. We're going to try to find him. So, thank y'all.